Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. This is part 6 of my 12-part series about the 12 growth phases in Bazi Astrology, and today we are talking about phase 6, the week phase. Now, the 12 growth phases is a standalone reading technique in Bazi Astrology that enables you to see some hidden information in a Bazi chart that is otherwise not so obvious on first glance. And the way you find this or interpret this is very, very easy. So the first thing you need to do is you obviously have to plot your own Bazi chart. Now you can go to this URL, and I'm also posting it as a link in the notes to this video, so you can just copy paste it. And when you go to this link, you will have to plot your Bazi chart, your astrology chart. Now, obviously, the date of birth is what you have to input. If you know the time of birth, this would be great. It is not the most important thing for this particular analysis, but ideally, we always have the full date and time of birth. And then once you input all this information, you will get this kind of chart. Now, the pink colored part is your actual birth chart, the natal chart. And as you can see, there is a year. We call this the year pillar, the month pillar, the day pillar, and the hour pillar. Now, this particular person is born in the ox year, in the tiger month, on a rooster day, and in the tiger hour. Now, this is something that beginners may not be familiar with, because most people think we just have one animal sign, the year that we're born in. But actually you can have up to 4, because the month, day, and the hour are also all associated with a Chinese animal sign. So this particular person has 3 different animal signs in his or her chart: the ox, the tiger, and the rooster. You can have up to 4, or maybe just 2, or maybe if everything is the same, then just 1. That's perfectly normal. But it's not just a year, yeah? So month, day, and hour are also very, very important when we do an analysis. Now, there's also this part here that is called the luck pillar. Now, the luck pillar indicates the kind of time frame you're currently in, the energies that you are going through within a 10-year time frame. Now, for this particular person, this 10-year time frame goes from 2021 to 2030. It is not the same for everyone. So depending on when you are born, this could be a completely different time frame currently. Maybe you are currently going through a luck pillar that goes from, I don't know, 2016 to 2025, for example. So it can be completely different. It doesn't have to be this particular time frame. And then there is a pillar that is called the current year. And this is the same for everyone right now, because the current year we're going through is the year of the metal ox. So this year will be the same for everyone. Everything else is going to be different. So once you have plotted this chart, in order to identify whether you have the weak phase in your chart, you need to look at the following table, and I will show you a few examples. So here at the top, you have a table with the week phase correspondences. Now, the reference point to see whether or not you have the week phase anywhere in your natal chart, or in the luck pillar, or in the current year pillar is always the day stem. Always this box here where it says day and stem. This is the reference point. And for this person, it is Ji Earth. Yeah, the earth element, the yin polarity of earth. So this person is born in a Ji Earth day. And then what we do is we look in this table here for the day stem. So here we have the day stem Ji. And for a Ji day stem, the weak phase is associated with the dragon. And then you check whether you have the dragon anywhere in your year, your month, your day, or the hour, or in the luck pillar. Obviously, it will not be in the current year, because the current year is the ox year. So anywhere here, so there are 5 options to see whether you have the weak phase anywhere in your natal chart or in your luck pillar. Now, for this person, there is no dragon there. So that means that this person does not have the weak phase in the natal chart. This is completely normal. Sometimes we can have none of these phases. Sometimes we have 2 of the same or 3 of the same, even 4 of the same in the chart. This is normal because there's a total of 12 phases. So you cannot have all 12 in your natal chart. You will have probably 1 out of 4, yeah, you will have in there. So this person does not have the weak phase. Now let's have a look at another example, and let's have a look at this one here. So again, the day stem is the reference point. This is metal, sin metal, the yin polarity of metal. And for a sin metal day, the weak phase will be found in the goat. Now, this person has 2 goats in the chart, 1 in the month and 1 in the hour. Now, what that means, I will explain later on, but this is how we see this. Yeah, so this person has the weak phase twice present in his or her natal chart. Now, let me just show you 1/3 example just to make sure that you know how this works. Again, we have a Bazi chart here. The reference point is the day stem. This one here is ding fire, the yin polarity of fire. Now, where do we have that? Here, this is ding fire. And for a ding fire day, again, the dragon will be the weak phase. Now, again, here we do not see any dragon. There's a rat, there are 2 horses, and then there's a pig and a goat in the luck pillar. So for this person, again, there's no weak phase. So we're just left with the previous example that had the goat in the month and in the hour. Now, what does this actually mean? So obviously you check whether you have the weak phase or not in your chart. If not, you may have another phase in your chart that I've talked about in one of my previous segments or in one of my upcoming segments. So don't worry, it's normal not to have one or a few of these phases in the chart. If it appears in the year pillar, so if it appears, let me just mark that out here. If it appears here in the year, then this means that we are likely dealing with an individual who is a little bit introvert and needs to be careful that he or she does not get dragged down in life by other people or by other people's problems. So that could, for example, mean that they have to be careful not to get dragged into the financial problems of other people or into the relationship dramas of other people. They are very helpful usually, and that's why they are often being dragged into other people's problems. So they have to be very, very conscious of who they surround themselves with and ensure that they cut their ties with people who are really not helpful. Yeah, so this is very important. This is what they need to look out for. Now, in case you have this in the month, if it's in the month pillar, then you probably have a lot of ups and downs. The first part of your life will be very, very smooth. And after that, it may get a little bit tougher because you may become a little bit too trusting. The fact that you had a fairly smooth first half of your life will make you too trusting. And that means that you tend to lend people money and then never get it back, for example, or you help others too much, you give too much, you are too charitable, and in the process, you're losing a lot of your own possessions. So this is what you need to be very, very careful with. Now, if you happen to have it in the day, if the weak phase is in the day, then your path to success is to follow procedure. Yeah, you don't get over ambitious and do things that are out of your comfort zone, because this is not really you. You will have to do things step by step, and at every point remain down to earth and don't follow trends, because that will be your downfall. But as long as you follow proper procedures, you follow the rules, you do everything step by step. Also, in terms of career, climb the career ladder slowly, even though it may seem like it takes a long time. But if you do so, you will actually be very, very successful in life. Now, if you find it in the hour, if the weak phase is in the hour, and you do have children, then what you need to pay attention to is the education of your children. Otherwise, they may run into a lot of problems later in life. And that again will then drag you down, because you tend to then help them out and keep helping them out because they're not able to take care of themselves. And that will then make for quite an upsetting or an unstable old age. So if you do have children, ensure that they have a proper education, and you may have to discipline them a little bit more than others. Yeah. Now, if you do not have children, if you are running a company, then instead of children, this particular pillar stands for your staff, for example. And there again, you need to pay extra attention on the training of your staff and the discipline that you develop among your staff. If you are not a business owner, if you don't have children, then it's all about self-discipline and self-education, self-development. So if you exercise self-discipline, and if you continuously learn, even at an older age, then you will have a very prosperous and auspicious later part of your life to look forward to. Now, let's say none of these weak phases appear in your natal chart, but instead maybe you are going through a luck pillar that is in the weak stage, or maybe somebody will go through the current year in the weak stage. When that happens, it means that during this time period, so either during the current year or that 10-year time frame, you will have to hone your problem-solving abilities. What's very, very important is that you learn to solve complex problems, because during this time, you may be faced with more obstacles than usual, and your regular problem-solving skills may not be enough. So you need to become more creative when you are approaching an obstacle or a problem or a situation that you are unfamiliar with. And most importantly, ask for help. A lot of us are embarrassed to ask for help because we see this as a sign of weakness. But if you go through a weak phase, then really make use of the network that you have. Make use of the business partners you're working with, your colleagues, your friends, your family. Ask for help. Don't try to solve everything by yourself, or you will burn out very, very quickly. So this is the message that you have, or that you get when you have one of the weak phases in your natal chart or in your luck pillar or current year. Now, as an additional layer to this, if you do have it anywhere in your natal chart, the year, the month, the day, or the hour, only those four. If you have it in the year, the month, the day, and the hour, there's an additional layer we can look into, which means you have to check the day itself you are born in. So you will be born on a day that is associated with an animal sign and also an element. So on top will be the element, at the bottom will be the animal sign. So check what you have there. And this is again only for those who have the weak phase in their natal chart already present. And then check your day pillar. If you are born on the wood dragon day, or the wood ox, or the metal dog, or the metal goat, those four, yeah, wood dragon, wood ox, metal dog, or metal goat. Then throughout your life, you need to consciously and intentionally work on having a positive mindset, because for those four individuals, it is very easy to give into negative self-talk. And so throughout their lives, they have to make a conscious effort to talk themselves up and be more positive. So whenever you hear a nagging voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough or that you can't do something, turn it around and make sure that you reframe it into something positive. Otherwise, as you go through life, you will have less and less self-confidence. So this is very, very important for those individuals who are born on the wood dragon day, wood ox day, metal dog day, or metal goat day. Yeah. Consciously throughout your life, work on cultivating a positive mindset. All right, so this was the week phase. So this is the 6th part in my series. If you haven't watched the other parts yet, then go back over the past 5 weeks. I have posted the first 5 parts, and there are still 6 more to come. So I hope to see you in my next session on the 12 growth phases. And if you do find this helpful, if you do find it interesting, then please like, share, comment, and I hope to see you soon in the next session.